let me start by talking about the pastoral letter, which was released, I think, yesterday, 30th January, by the Episcopal Conference, the Catholic Bishops of Zambia, and they are basically talking about the 2026 general elections. They brought out a number of issues. Which I have read, and I liked it, actually. I must say, I want to commend the bishops of Zambia, because when you read that pastoral letter, you don't get an undertone of them going one side or the other. They are just there as shepherds, like they put it themselves. They are just there as shepherds to, form our conscience, but not to take it. I like that. They are there to form our conscience, but not to take it. Meaning, they point out according to their prophetic mission, according to their spiritual guidance. They give us some kind of guidance, but at the end of the day, it's us to take a position. It's us to take a position, and they are encouraging us to be active in politics, like they put it, that it is a moral obligation that we participate. It is a civil and moral obligation that we participate in elections. I want to say that 2026 will be, I foresee high voter apathy. I foresee high voter apathy in 2026. But our bishops are encouraging us to go and vote. So I agree with them, and I want to take this opportunity to encourage you to go and vote and to participate in elections. But to participate in elections, not to engage in violence, not to engage in insulting each other. Anyway, so very good points. But there are certain points that really struck me. Like it says, a good Catholic faithful. Sorry. Now I'm whatever. He says, to be a political servant means to seek what is true and just, not simply what is expedient or popular. Therefore, we urge political leaders to resist the temptation of corruption, manipulation, and the use of power merely for self-preservation or ideological purity. Now, this akaka statement kachinji katako, to be a political servant means to seek what is true and just. To seek what is true and just. And I'm telling you, one thing that I've seen in politics is that a number of you, you are like spectators in a football match. You are like spectators in a football match, and you are cheering, you are seeing how we are playing, and the number of times you make comments, no, but you should go this way, no, you should go this way. Particularly myself, I receive so many of your advice. This one is saying, no, Tayali, now Tayali, you are okay. Now Tayali, whatever. No, Tayali, what you are doing, whatever. It is not as easy as you think. Many of you, some of you are even frustrated to say, why is he going this direction? Why is he talking about this? Why is he saying this? Why is he not talking about this? I understand you. From my perspective, I understand you, because there was also a time when I was not actively involved in politics. And I used to make my comments based from the stage where I was, or as a spectator, I used to make those comments. But now that I'm in politics, even the way I was doing politics some years back and the way I'm doing politics now, it's totally different. This is a fact. This is the fact, because politics is something difficult. You know, before I joined politics, remember I was in the civil society. And in the civil society, I was busy, trying to push for justice, trying to push for, equality, trying to push for equity, trying to push for, fairness, and all those virtuous characteristics that one would want to see in society. I used to push for that. Ish. Hey, I'm telling you, it was not easy. It was not easy. And I got frustrated because, much as I was talking this, really at the end of the day, the politicians, they carry the day. The politicians decide the destiny of the people. The politicians, they decide the destiny. They decide which direction you go. The churches can say whatever they want. The religious, the traditional leaders can say whatever they want. The civil society can say whatever they want. At the end of the day, the people really that drives the agenda of the country are the politicians. And of course, they have the mandate because they are voted in by the people. So you can say whatever you want, blah, 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 blah. The people that really decides which way to go are the politicians. And that is how I said, you know what? Let me just join politics. Let me get into politics so that, I can push the agenda. I can push the agenda, I can be part of those people that are making, that are deciding how our country should go. And when I started, I was hoping that I would just come to people, tell them reason, this, and they would follow me. Where am I now? Voila. Some of you think that what makes people to be voted into power, it is the good things that they say. It is like I read in the pastoral letter. It's about the good character. It's about integrity. It's about the vision. That is what some of you think is what makes leaders to be where they are. I have been watching, for example, Antoine Kanyava, John Sangwa. But John Sangwa has taken an approach, of, going down and going to people, going in the compounds, going to the markets, chatting with people, sitting in their homes, 3, 4, 5, talking to them. Hey, about John Sangwa. Hey, Kalaka strategy, Kalaka strategy. Akakwima mule pitana ma compound mulenda namuvika namaboko pakunu mamulenda. You are walking around in the compound, you are greeting people, whatever, talking to people, trying to pump a sense in people, whatever, speaking to good English, shani offloading you to my philosophy, offloading to your legal, whatever, and you think that's what will make that will earn you votes. Voila! Many of you think that you can ascend into power by all those virtuous characteristics in politics. In politics, I'm telling you, you come and find that I'm a reflux. Abantu bambi abashasa mbirira banani bakula kupita. Va John Sangwa, like I'm giving an example of John Sangwa. I'm actually promoting him. If you check what John Sangwa ka step wa sendiri. Chimona kalaka sendiri banani kane ba chipimo. Era chipimo also thought that he would talk to people and whatever. Voila. Vanani vamdala wa Fred vanani kene va Mianda, Godfrey Mianda. But Godfrey Mianda now he came up with this good vision, with this philosophy, village concept and whatever. He thought that he would talk to people and people would follow him. Nkwisa. Kuisa. He became frustrated valonga. Chipimo ali longa. Va ntwanikani aba basangwa abakalonga. Bakalonga. I don't even see, the character of a politician in him. I don't even see the character of the politician. Because just to kuma votes, when we will go for votes, in August, ama votes vakasenda va John Sango vakapapasa vakatola mo vakamona ka yadi cover. It is just something else, and this is my challenge. This is what I've learned. All those good things that some of you talk about. No, don't do a character assassination, whatever. Kuisa, ama politics. Hey, kamefina ubikamona karuseri. Ngamwalosha hivi nakainde ichilema where he started as a gentleman, not for it to shoot. Aisha mkola ndefima economics, whatever. Apaka in the ichilema, especially if you go back in 2016, first 2015, 2016, haka in the ichilema chinja. Amba nokula tukanako. Nakuchitawu we chatile. Chancha, whatever. Emma politics. Unfortunately, that is what people get excited. People want to be cheated. You come like myself. Na isa no, inaisha kwa tempia, I don't have money. No, na isa never ko, this person achimpela ko 10 pini, at I'm being transparent. I want to be transparent. I want to tell you, everything as it is. Kuisa, mwapiribu. No wamshani na wadi. That day wali tuweba tulali kupela 10 pini. Whatever. Fiakula. Something that you are trying to say, muli wino for nothing. But yawanawesa mkumiwepo kwa inena alikuwa tolu pia. Me, I have a lot of money. Bala kongola ne nyotoka. Aya kongola motoka. Aya ashima motoka. Chavana shani. Those are the people that you follow. You tell people the truth, even about the policies. You tell people the truth. This is where our economy is. This is what is possible. This is what cannot. Kuisa. Do you vote for such people? No, you don't. That's why Akainde Ichilema, when he came, Alisa realized, Alan the fishing, Kalemieva, Amona, that's why you saw now, 2016, Alisa Chinja number. Ubunganka wesha 50 pin. Shan fertilizer kawesha 250. Chakuti na chakuti. Whatever. Mwatote. And Akainde Ichilema, that's how Akainde Ichilema became president. So, basically what I'm just telling you to say, our politicians have a chimbi. Yeah, you have a chimbi. Then talk about the people that you associate with Muma politics. Some of these people, I mean, Narive Shiva. I know their character, I know whatever. A lot of these politicians, Narive Shiva. But Ikwisa, Tayali, work with this one. Tayali, be consistent. Whatever. You don't want me to see anything wrong in somebody that you support. Even a papene paliaka in the Ichilema, you want me to support everything about UPND. You want me to support everything about Haka in the Ichilema. Nganalanda kofia taa, but if it afirondo wekefi. Tayali, you see, we told you that this one is not stable. You can't trust Tayali. Trust Tayali at your own whatever. But where did you see in life where if into wino? Where did you see in life umuntu fiance feel right? Where? Fimwe fintu nakadia. You and you like these issues of saying no. Haka in the Ichilema is okay. The problem is that the people around him. If Hakainde Ichilema is okay, why is he choosing these wrong people? Why is he allowing some of these people, to do nonsense? Why is he allowing? Why is Hakainde Ichilema allowing Uyujito, You know, at a wrong time when we are supposed to be busy promoting Hakainde Hichilema. Jito alino campaigning for himself, branding himself. Jito alino, but Jito ni economic advisor wawaka teka. And you can't tell me that Hakainde Hichilema cannot see through Jito's activities. You can't tell me that. And you don't want me to talk about that. Eh? If you look at Siawan walinu, now look at campaign manager wakwa Jito. Now look at campaign manager wakwa Jito. If you look at some of the things that are happening, even among the ministers, I mean, you're like, what is this? But inenda na tampo kulanda tampo kufiponta kusonta what about this? What about this? What about this? You very people mwala tampo ko, hey Tayali nomba, look at Tayali. Hey, look at Tayali. Hey, look at Tayali. You want me to accept everything about Hakainde Hichilema that is okay. But you know, I want to take this opportunity to tell you that I'm not a praise singer. I am not a praise singer. I am not a sycophant. I am not a sycophant. I am not. I'm not. And this is where you say you can't trust Tayali. And on that one, I don't have it any other way. I don't have it any other way. I will not support. So anyway, that is the conflict that I have. Every day I have this conflict. Before situations, I am like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to say here? I mean, but if I say this, you know, I want to Alanjimina. If I say this, if I do this, you know, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. I'm a politics. Yari cover. You don't know what goes on in politics. You don't know what goes on in my life. And some of these things, you can't just come up and say it. You can't. You can't. Some of these things, you can't. You can't. Yari cover politics. So, you know, reading that into Ankane. But anyway, this is where I like that partial letter, because it is challenging us. It challenged me. At least as I was reading through, it challenged me. But then at the end of the day, I'm sorry, I would lie to say I would have conversion. Because really, if I were to just follow what is in that partial letter, like pano, ngandera ndafimbi. And yes, some of you say, but why are you not talking about this? Hey, why are you not talking about this? Why are you not talking about this? Yes, there are a lot of things that I would talk about. Trust me. It's true. There are a lot of things that I would talk about, which I would criticize. But I'm supporting Hakainde Hichilema. How do I do that? How do I do that? You be against me. You be against me. And some of these issues, for example, some of you have been thinking, hey, Hakainde Hichilema, hey, why can't Hakainde talk to Hakainde Hichilema to forgive you? Talk to Hakainde Hichilema to forgive you. Talk to Hakainde Hichilema to forgive you. Yarikava. I would say a lot of things about that. I'm telling you, I would say a lot of things about that. But well, let me shut up. I would not say anything. But really, I mean, I talk here on social media. I go through whatever challenges here on social media. You think Hakainde Hichilema doesn't know? You think Hakainde Hichilema doesn't watch what Chilufya Tayali is doing? You think he doesn't? Hakainde Hichilema surfs the social media. You know, he moves from one platform to the other. Hakainde Hichilema. If there is a president that follows what is going on social media, it's Hakainde Hichilema. And I would really dispute to say somebody to say no, Hakainde Hichilema doesn't know about this. Hakainde Hichilema knows a lot of things. But then again, even when I talk about some of these issues, sometimes they get about you don't know what is in his backyard. You don't know. You also don't know, because it's easy to be president. I know Hakainde Hichilema has got also his own issues. He has got his issues. I know some of these things he would do them differently. But you know, I'm sure he has got his own issues. Sometimes we think that Ama presidents, they are so powerful. No, sometimes Ama presidents, they are scared even They are scared of cadres. Even like Proud, Dr. Proud. I'm telling you, sometimes these very big politicians, they are scared, they quake just to hear Dr. Proud. This is Dr. Proud. You see here, we need to talk, we need to tell the truth. Those people, they shake some of these guys. So you also don't know what is really in those situations. Even in government, that's why I want to be part of government. I want to be part of government because sometimes really, even when you are talking so much about government, government this, government this, government this, you really don't know what goes on in there. I strongly believe that the perspective of a minister to national matters is different from the perspective that some of us who are outside have. All in all, I'm saying that, the one who knows or who feels how the wild fruits are falling is somebody that is under the tree. Somebody who is under the tree. So sometimes Makamaka don't think that you can tell me this, you can tell me this. A lot of people call me and some of them just go, no, I just want to advise you. Iwe, do you want to advise me? What are you going to, what you should do, Iwe. What you should do ni Japoni ndakanavakashi. Ninda kanavakashi kwa batiwe. Munganda munata muli ubunga. Mona kuno watu leta. Kunata kwa wanenjera. Whatever. Ichitakwefi. What you should do, ya recover. And so you should understand us. You should understand us, and you should also understand those that are in government. They are not perfect. So some of you have mwalimu patafe akainde ichilema. I mean, you just don't know. You don't know. You don't know what goes on in there. You don't know what goes on. Even to some of us who are in opposition, you don't know. Right now, kuliyabena mundu vile. Navena given Rubinda. Na lukaba. But given Rubinda. Bali muchalo chagona. Given Rubinda is in his own world. Given Rubinda, I mean, look at the things that he's doing. Given Rubinda, according to him, I'm sure in his head, he wants to gather people. He wants to form a team. And according to him, he thinks by firing, he's gathering people. But I don't know. Umuliro wa given wale pitamu umuliro wa given wali pabu afia. And there are some people, of course, naturally, there are people who are supporting wa given. There are some people who are against wa given. This is just the way it is, politics. Politics, not to go at abantu yubari musula. Iwe tayari abantu bali kusula. Meanwhile, ulanda tayari abantu bali kusula. But they are parting away with the little money that they have. Yesterday, I was telling you, Latricia, I mean, I'm sure you saw it. You saw, I was sleeping. Nindara, umuntu kisambusha, kisantumina phone. Never kutumina $50. Never kutumina $50. Now, I touch quarter open, he had to wait in Pakafola. Elwa ituma $50. And that, especially when you talk about diaspora, alamu diaspora na ikaba. Abantu bamu diaspora na ikawa teko ati muntu abako America, yo abako Australia, yo abako Britain, they have got money. Na ikawa mu diaspora. Life na ikawa na kukudia. People are just there because at least kudia inchiteko shava kuwombesha, but people are working, awkward hours. Umuntu ale womba in a day ale womba 16 hours. In a day, ya kwa 24 hours, watanga umuntu ale womba 16 hours. Wasanga ta distance aleisha 2 hours going ukuya kunchito shan ngani awa womba mana nkani ma agents yadi shupa, it's difficulty. So when somebody says ndekutumina $50, I respect them. I respect them. But meanwhile, but somebody is parting away with $50. It is not easy at the moment. And I'm very grateful to those people. It's the same with Bagiven Lubin. There are some of you who are supporting Bagiven. There are some who are against Bagiven Lubin. But from my perspective, this is why I usually say, from my perspective, I feel Bagiven, leadership na iwashupa. From my perspective, I don't know Mudiro Valepitamo, but from my perspective, Mudiro Bagiven leadership na iwashupa. Why Ndeba na iwashupa is being very emotive. But given Lubinda, since he became acting president, he has been acting very emotive. Even the situation where PF is today, it is the emotive way of dealing with situations. Emotive way. Remember, na Mao Sampa. Mao Sampa were given, they were like this. They were like this. Even when we were given Lubinda sued me, the only witness that he but given Lubinda had, and by then he was justice minister, was Mao Sampa. They were like this. I'm a party, my party, shani. Because of politics, because Bagiven was being emotive. Whenever Mao did whatever he did, whatever nonsense he did, because basically he made some comments which infuriated the party, other members of the party. But Bagiven, according to me, if Bagiven had leadership qualities, he would have approached Mao and engaged him on the sideline before coming to roast him in a central committee meeting. Where Mao Stampanomba Zanda from White State, it's still gonna film. What does Bagiven do? Bamuchta expel. Bamuchta expel epa fumile the convention yabufi. It is because Mao Sampa were given, and for me, Bagiven was emotional because Mao Sampa was somebody that he was close to. Whatever action that Mao was going to take, if he was a leader, he would have called Mao and engaged him. Even Mao, whatever. I'm sure Mao would have listened. But we are given to the vice president. Our central committee suspension. Next, expelling Mao Sampa. Mao Sampa azanda uyo ka convention kabufi. Imambo kulabepa no haka inde ichilema kupu sana kwa abo babiri badya. Mao Sampa na given Lubinda efi alengero kwa tikube karaka convention kabufi. Efi alengere. And but Given was trying to protect Edgar Lungu, because Edgar Lungu, he was trying to protect Edgar Lungu and himself, by the way. Because Edgar Lungu, but Given Wadi Shokati, Edgar Lungu, nga power umbi, if we go for a convention and Edgar Lungu is replaced, he knew that, his political future was was obscure, basically, was in jeopardy. So, he kept on, preserving Edgar Lungu as president. Edgar Lungu was president because as long as Edgar Lungu was there as president, but Given Lubinda remained vice president and as acting president. You see? So he was protecting his Kantuanikane position kawo. Position kako whilst Edgar Lungu was holding on to presidency, but Given was holding on kurikarake position kabu acting. They messed up everything, they lost PF. Now, fast forward, the same things are happening. Right now, Kuliam Utuma differences, whatever. And Bagiven, what is Bagiven doing? Bagiven, mass suspension, firing this one, firing this one. According to me, I don't know Bagiven position now, but according to me, a leader, you must have a big heart. According to me, a leader, you must have a big heart. A leader, you must be forgiving. That is number one. Leadership at all levels, the number one thing that you should have is forgiveness. According to me. At all levels, even in Munganda, in your own house, if you are not a forgiving person, it will be very difficult for you to stay with your wife. It will be very difficult for you to show love to your own children if you are not a forgiving person. Because you find your own wife is wronging against you, is doing wrong things. And some of these things, they may not even be wrong, but from your perspective, you look at it to say, this is wrong. This is wrong. From your perspective. Ine muno munganda na ikalanga na chimero kenkanta inkama sha munganda mumwanda. Muno munganda muno kwa liwati incense. Ida incense. Aba kashwandire keni miebe ndera na muchiwe mashirefo abomfwe. Aba kashwandi nde mieba. Ngabaya pamo ngandikuno twaba. Ngabaya pamo. Veno fo bakonka ima incense. Incense mwali inamwishiba incense file finunkila filia. Ubu bani. You know? And my wife spends money on incense like any miebe. Makando kwali wa makando ya kwato mutengo like any miebe. Like any milange pufesikamo. Mila mu fonde miebe. You see? Utu. Mamon. Aka utu ni tu kando. Ero kuno utu tuno twali dulotu. Utu tumbi utu. Aka kaswaka. Bala vika mutu insensi shani. Bafwaya munganda muleno nkilafe. Yonse munganda muli chush. Yonse munganda chush. Ukuno nkilo kwa pusana. You know? Every day. I'm telling you, pa internet jum kashwanjawa filifi. When you should have incense. Anyway, if you are kununka, no, you can imagine. You were in an inch panon de tontonka nati. Oh, not quarter. We are 20 minutes 50 ringi. So, 20 minutes $50. Kalaka $50. Narashta muka penta. Ste muka penta na tushanchani. Ero veno wasada what? Kwa? Lete ile 50 nankane. Iyonto ankane leta. Leta kuno. Wasa she okay wamu pero muntu. Uso da what? Kwa ashta move bread. Ashta mona tushanchani tu jamu tushani uko. Wadawa. Ngashimbishi ni insta tu incense. You see? Now from my perspective muntu wandi kutu hamkushta. If you kununkira munganda. Ngani perfume tetimulando nkajwandi. Mama. Mwamumo ena butu kila mma perfume ero wasa ngata ma perfume ayo lero lesha muntu wandi ya mutengo wamon number. I'm just giving this an example, but for me if you are kunungira nshafishi batefona akula muntu wandi ine na ishiwo kulya ine na ishiwa tinga kwa tempia kushto twakulya batumkashi wandi ene ona ulendarama kuma incense. Okay. But that, I'm just trying to tell you that different perspectives. And if you are not careful, you would say, no, my wife is useless and whatever. No, we are different. And you must be tolerant. You must be able to meet people halfway. You must be tolerant. You must look at things from their perspective as well. So as a leader, at any level, I just gave this as an example. That even in your house, you need to be forgiving. Even in your house, you need to be understanding. You need to have a big heart. You know? That's why nangundela ndapalington kene because really kumya vechinga file chita jipto ni mfipata ero ni mfipata ukumya vechinga ifile chita jito ni mfipata. But then you know, I mean, I don't know why Hakainechema is tolerating it. Maybe he knows what is really going on. I'm telling you, what Jito is doing is wrong. It's not just about me to say, no, Nimfulwa, I'm being jealous. Now I know. Jito is posing himself like he's the center of gravity of the presidency. But all the time, when somebody omuntumo ngapula mongo munyo wapakati ambo kula monekela kwati ena dekeni miebe. Let me tell you, even all of you, whenever you wake, don't try to outshine everybody. Don't try to position yourself like you are the only one. Those are bad guys. People that you see that present themselves like, you know, those are a big problem. You need people that work as a team. Even if I'm working with people, you know, you need to moderate yourself. Why Chilufya? Why not in, so you never know what Hakainde Hichilema. Anyway, I don't know what Hakainde Hichilema is doing. Maybe now one, but in the now one, let me tell you, Fiabupuwa at this point in time, because Hakainde Hichilema today we show that Hakainde Hichilema pitem 2026. Ero na fine mule fusaba ila 2031. If you lave niko because tamuishive amapange ya kwalisa. Keep this video lekeni niebe. Keep this video. Iyo 2031 va jito mule balandira ko mule watsira campaign iwe siya wanu. Hey jito 2031. You don't know what will happen in 2031. Don't think that Jack Mwimbu is a fool to keep quiet, because Jack Mwimbu also would want to be president. Gavin Kombo would also want to be president. And so many other people would want to be president. But why have they buried their presidential ambitions? Why? Why have they have suspended that? I don't know, a small boy from nowhere. Because Jito is not a politician. Jito is just appointed. Jito is not a politician. Jito can't go out there and campaign. He can't even go out there and campaign. He can't. You know. So, but those are some of the things that okay, anyway, I don't know what is going on. Anyway, but given Lubinda, basically I'm saying that, but given his attitude, you know, to the way he's dealing with people, character whatever given Lubinda, always wanting to punish people, that is not a quality of a good leader. It is not all the time that you have to take the road and beat a child. You know, in your house, all the time, you have to take a cane, whip. I mean, what kind of parent are you? But given Lubinda believes in that, if there is a politician who has been in court fighting others more than the politicians, it's given Lubinda. Given Lubinda has taken almost everyone in court. Everyone in court, given given but given, that is not the attitude of a leader. That is not the attitude of a leader. You cannot be punishing everyone, and at the end of the day, you want to gather people around you. You can't do that. You can't do that. There are some things that you need to sit with people and engage. Even in Chris Zuma and Zimba, they were together in Tonze. Oh, you're Chris Zuma and Zimba. Now police. Given. What kind of leadership is this? Where everything, you must, he respects the law. Yes, we all respect the law. But people are bound to error. Yes, respect the law. Yes, be a disciplinarian. But it's not all the time that you are going to be punishing people. It is not the way to go. But given the number mweka, and now you have started recruiting people, because he has been emphasizing to say, no, I'm the president of Tonse. And yet, he almost remained alone. These people that given Lubinda surrounded himself, those are not leaders. Who is Mukandira? Those are infants. Come on. What about your peers who are given Lubinda? How are you feeling? You don't have your peers. Vajin Kapata wouldn't say much about Vajin Kapata. Na aliwachindika Vajin Kapata. I will spare her. I will not say much. I do understand. But given Lubinda, he's messing up. And basically, this is the genesis of the weakness of the opposition. This is the genesis. This is the borer in the opposition, because PF was the strongest, or is still the strongest, really, you know, by brand, PF is the strongest. And yet we have leaders like Given Winda, who instead of gathering, instead of gathering, is just, throwing away. How can you do that? How can Given Winda think that he is a better leader than Kampyongo? How can Given Winda think that he's a better leader than Mtoto Kafuaya? How can Given Winda think that he's a better leader than Brian Munduwire? How? How can he reach a level of treating these senior members of the party like children? How can he go to that extent? And him is trying to claim, he's trying to look like, he is all holier than thou. But come on, this man was also fired by Sata. Given Winda was fired by Sata. Remember, Sata was not firing anyhow. But Sata fired Given Winda. He fired him. He is not innocent. Given Winda is not innocent. He is not innocent. That for sure is not innocent. And just that, we have signed a truce with some of these people. So when you sign a truce with some of these people, you don't bring out their debt, you leave it there. But Given Winda cannot claim to be innocent. He can't claim to be innocent. But now look how he's treating others. So how is he gathering the opposition? PF is supposed to be the strongest party. But where is it today? It has ended up in the pocket of Chavinga. Chavinga is the one. Chavinga has PF in his pockets and is moving around with it. He's moving around with it. Even at a point of selling it. Because I know. But Chavinga is moving around with PF in his pocket. And is willing to sell it. He is willing to sell it. Chavinga has PF in his pocket and is willing to sell it. By UPND, be careful. Be careful. Mulolekeshe po wino sana Chavinga. Mumuikatishe. Mukada wafe mkonfava uko PF. He went to South Africa where, it was suggested that he wanted to give Mudoro. On what conditions? On what basis did Chavinga go to South Africa and had a meeting with Mudoro and offered Mudoro to take over the party? On what basis? Mwalieshwama politics. Ma politics. We don't do things that, charity. On what basis did Chavinga attend a meeting in South Africa and with Mudoro? On what basis? You see? So this is one of the biggest problems, because PF was the strongest opposition. And this is why you even saw that wherever they took a purpose vehicle, when they took NCP became a big party. They even won a seat. They even won a seat. Without PF, they wouldn't have won a seat. But because of PF, they won a seat. FDD, we are talking about Chawama. They won a seat. Because of PF. You see? Now, but Given Winda he has that, and he's doing the way he's behaving. He's destroying PF. The chances of the opposition, to some of you who are thinking to say, no, whatever, that is one of the biggest problems. We have people like Given Winda. We have people like Mao Sampa. And we have these young chaps who think that, they can replace people like Kampyongo. You can't replace those kind of people. And those are the fiber of the PF. Those are the fiber of the PF. Those are the pillars of PF. Not these young chaps that you are bringing. They are nothing. They are nothing. But for Given Winda, for you want to be, you want to remain above. You want to be surrounded by these young stars, so that you become the big guys. You are destroying yourself. You are going nowhere, Given. You are going nowhere. You are going nowhere. You are simply going nowhere. Then now, so yes, talking about Chawama in that respect. Then now I talk about Chawama. I've told you several times that I was not happy with the UPND losing Chawama. I was not happy with UPND losing Chawama because Chawama by-election was at the instigation of the UPND, including myself, because we called for that by-election. So by the time we were calling for that by-election, we should have been ready in every way to make sure that whoever was going to contest on that seat should win the election. We should have done that. We should have prepared ourselves. We should have been ready for us to take over Chawama. And I'm saying us because I was part of those people that called for that by-election. And we pushed for it until it was declared. So we called for that by-election. We got into that by-election. We lost. We lost that by-election, including me. You saw me, I was very determined, we lost. And it really pained me. But one thing that what Chawama tells us, it is not so much to say that UPND did not go there and campaign. UPND was out there. Resources were poured in there. Of course, some of the resources went into the pockets of the people. But, so, Chawama showed something. There are lessons that we are supposed to learn from Chawama. The first thing is that, money went into Chawama, but that money ended up in the pockets of the people. Now, what usually happened, politics, people don't take the money into the campaigns. They don't. So a lot of people, they looked at that by-election, Karikadilo. People got money. I know a number of people got money, but that money did not reach the constituency. It didn't reach the constituency. So people were not happy. And then, who are these people? Most of the people that went into Chawama, they were not from Chawama. Ama structures, they are the ones that went into Chawama. They are the ones that they ate the money of Chawama. So really, it was a little bit difficult. As much as you want to say, no, it's true. But over and above, mostly I would say, people in Chawama did not eat the money that was released to go into Chawama. It didn't. Apart from that, there was an issue of messaging. I want to Chawama. They won't say, I understand how come Edgar Lungu has not been buried. They won't say. Some people believe that this is because of government. Some people believe that this is because of government. They believe that this is because of government. And that was supposed to be explained to people so that people can understand, people can see who is the Malukula, who is holding on Kuchitumbi. People were supposed to be told on that. People were not told. Then the candidate that was also chosen, the candidate was loud, the candidate was just all over. I mean, when he was talking, when he was praying, it was just something else. So that also contributed. At the other important point, ukuwina ama elections everywhere, including in America. Ama elections, they kupenda chama voti, ama voter, you want to vote. No. You need to protect the vote. You need to make sure that that verification is done by your people. And the people in Chawama, they were alert. I'm not talking as a praise singer. I am talking, even you, UPND, I want you to listen with an open mind. This is not an attack on you. This is not to decampaign you. I'm speaking with an open mind. So, Kuchawama, number one, like I'm saying, the structures by UPND at the moment, no matter what you say, there is a general outcry that the structures, the grassroots has been neglected. There are people that are eating pamuru, but the structures, the grassroots are complaining. The grassroots are complaining. In many areas, they are complaining. Everywhere, including the southern province, where you have the stronghold. I am grateful that I have a number of people that I talk to. Actually, I want to acknowledge some of the traditional leaders in southern province. I want to recognize them. I want to say thank you very much. You send me messages. There is one traditional leader who is always greeting me. I'm grateful. They have got so many mothers and fathers in southern province, and I'm very grateful. And some of the issues, they appreciate what Akainde Hichilema is doing on top there. They appreciate the policies. They see. But somehow, there are those that people who feel, my politics, everyone who participates in politics, they're expecting something. They expect a little recognition, somehow. And some of these people, they feel, they have not been recognized. They have not been appreciated. Some of these people, they believe that they have not been appreciated. And this, whether you like it or not, played a part in Chawama. It played a part in Chawama. The structures of Chawama itself, some people were not okay, were not happy. And worse off, the people that went in there to campaign, many of them came from other places. So it was not very good for them. It didn't work out good. I mean, how do these people come and campaign and whatever. But bamene bakuja ndalama zamene zibuera siba muno yayi bachokera uku bandani babwelesa na bantu abanao babwelesa bantu. Leaders were going into Chawama with the people that were not part of Chawama, and this came out very strongly. Now, if I can go fast forward, this situation happened when I'm saying that Chawama, we were supposed to win Chawama. And by the fact that we didn't win Chawama, it is showing, it is a sign of how difficult it is going to be for some constituencies to win. This is one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons. You, Ama MPs, this is one of the challenges that you are going to have. I have had people who have been complaining, even in the Copper Belt. I would mention a number of MPs. Some of them, those who I talk to, I've reached out to them, I've told them, Iwe, umuntu wa so and so called me and told me this. Some of them, those who I'm able to talk to, but I don't. But there have been people who have been complaining in these constituencies to say, I supported this guy, but this guy, whatever. So the structures of UPND, a number of people are complaining. And you have to remember that the structures of the UPND are not looked after by the president. It is not the president to go down there and start talking to the section chairman and whatever. No, it is the people that are elected, the MPs, the councillors and whatever. These are the people that get in touch with the grassroots. So those of you who were busy arguing with me, not Tayali, UPND is intact. I'm telling you, this is one of the problems that you have with the structures, the grassroots. Some of you MPs, even some of you who are ministers, very powerful ministers, you are coming out, during the by-elections, you are busy campaigning and whatever. But some of these very powerful ministers that you are seeing will crumble. Some of them will crumble because I know UPND will be sponsoring these to say, no, he's a senior member of the party and whatever, but they will crumble. And by UPND, for tonight, what I'm telling you is that as 2026 is coming, when you are going to be adopting these MPs, remember Chawama. Remember Chawama. Remember that you picked somebody and people rejected him. You have to know that it is possible that even if somebody is standing on UPND, they can reject him. That is a lesson that I'm trying to draw from Chawama. And I'm saying, if the people of Chawama, in spite of UPND and all the things that they are doing, the people said, no, we are just not going to vote for this one. If they did it in Chawama, don't talk about, no, Chawama is PF. No, Chawama is not PF. Chawama is not PF. No, Chawama is the bedroom of PF. Do you know the bedroom of PF? The bedroom of PF is not Chawama. If the bedroom of PF is not Chawama, go and look at the results that come out of Chawama. You can't say Chawama is the bedroom of PF. No. Chawama is always a tough contested constituency. A very tough constituency. To win in Chawama, you must be strong. And UPND has had votes there. Go and see in the last elections, Tasila had about 35 something. The one who stood, what is his name? The guy that has been appointed. He had over 20 something thousand votes. So that is not a bedroom of, that is not a bedroom of a party, no. A bedroom of a party is when you talk about Southern Province, for example, you talk about a constituency like Choma. That is what you can say, whereby the first candidate is Uko, not the next candidate so close. And you say, no, it's a bedroom of PF. No, because Edgar Lungu comes from there. It was not about that. If there is anything that Edgar Lungu had, it was the fact that people were complaining to say, why we have not buried, and now they have brought a by-election. That was the only thing. But really, it's not so much to say, Edgar Lungu, what did Edgar Lungu do there? What did Tasila do in Chawama? So that wasn't a factor. But the point I'm trying to tell you is that what happened in Chawama, be very sure that it will happen in many constituencies. And this is why I've been emphasizing that when you're talking about AMA MPs, don't just look at MPs to say, because this one is an incumbent. This one is an incumbent. For example, Munari. Don't play with Munari. Munari, don't play with Munari. I saw Banani at Banani Vamposha to say, no, Thomas Sipalo is a comedian and he wants to do comedy over my whatever. He's not a serious person. He doesn't even have a property. He doesn't even have a toilet. He may have built churches and whatever. I looked at him, Mposha. Mposha, are you serious? Can you dismiss Sipalo? How many votes did you get in Munari? How many votes did Sipalo get? And on which part? You were standing, Mposha, you were standing on UPND. When people had turned against PF, they had gone to UPND. It was like anything UPND, they will go for it. That is how 2021 was. That is why Hakainde Hichilema had over 1 million votes. Because people had revolted against the PF. And they just wanted anything other than PF. And that anything was UPND. But look at how many votes, tell me, how many votes Sipalo got in Munari. And he stood as an independent. He didn't stand on PF. He didn't stand on UPND. He didn't stand on any of these parties. He stood as an independent. How many votes did he get? By UPND, take a closer look. Look at these things. Look at these things. How many votes did Mposha get? How many votes did Sipalo get? For this guy to come today and say, he's not a serious guy. He's just a comedian. He doesn't even have a property. Vamposha. You are standing on the ground, but Panshu Mushi Navemba. The least that you can do is not to speak with contempt on Thomas Sipalo. Is to speak about Thomas Sipalo with some respect. Is to speak about Thomas Sipalo with some respect. Because at least that can win you some credit. Some of you, you think that when you speak about some of these people like, he's useless. Be very careful with Sparrow. I've just given that one, I've just pointed at that because, that one. But I can talk about other constituencies as well. Other constituencies I can talk about. But if I talk about some of these people, if I talk about some of these things, these very people, I want peace with Aka in the Ichirema. But some of these people, those are the people that Aka in the Ichirema is seeing to say, Ababantu. So, Muikalapatara, Ndemireka. But I'm telling you, some of you, Mukalukutanga Masuku. The same way they rejected that candidate. And it was a by-election where all the resources, a lot of resources went there. And yet they rejected the constituency. They rejected a candidate. I am telling you, it's going to repeat itself in a number of constituencies across the country. Don't even take it to say, no, it is Southern Province, it is Southern Province. I'm telling you, people will turn out to vote. Even in Southern Province, they will vote for Aka Inde Ichirema, but they will not vote for a candidate. Even in Southern Province, if there will be people that will contest as independent, they are going to carry the day. Believe me, we are going to have, if there will be strong people who stay in those areas, if they are going to stand as independent, you are going to see that some of these people that you call giants, they are going to flank. It's a big challenge that Aka Inde Ichirema has. And I don't want to pretend here to say, no. This is the truth. And the Chawama is giving you that sign. Now, let me turn around to Kasama. Kasama, let's face it, those are the bedrooms of PF. When you're talking about a bedroom of PF, Kasama is a bedroom of PF. Kasama is a bedroom of PF. That's for sure. Kulia eku bedroom kwa PF. Because even, first of all, there has been this regionalism which we cannot run away. There have been this regionalism. People have campaigned UPND to say UPND yakubatonga batonga. Okay? And the PF yakumyesu. This narrative, we cannot run away from it. It is there. It is there. And apart from that, anyone like Siwongile, he's being seen as a traitor who has left PF, party ya kumiago, ayakudiba UPND. In what I'm trying to tell you is that Kasama really is really PF. Is really PF. And but PF needed to win that one. They needed to win that one. But they lost it. Now, this is the issue. For some of you who are saying, no, our opposition, they are okay. Our opposition, they no, yeah, if into tukawina, haka inde ichiremaleya. Imwe, haka inde ichiremaleya. Mwafiro kuina kukasama. You fail to win in Kasama. Where are you going to win? 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 Where are you going to get the votes? At the presidential level. Where? Where? I said, you know, Shefo Kulanda Pali Kasama because Nala Chena Bantu. I know. Brown is my friend. Frankly speaking, he's my friend. And even when I'm talking, the truth be told, Ndashin tukira waiwera mataba toke fiteti ndande munandi whatever, you know. And support Aka Inde Ichirema. Don't confuse me. Don't be confused. Don't confuse yourselves. I'm supporting Aka Inde Ichirema. But you know, when I'm talking about brand, kurandeda kwa tuwa mshamo. And if unale iwere ramu ukulanda pali Kasama. Now, kulia ni kumienu kulia. Ukulia ni kumienu kwa PF. Even vakambwiri narrative valela ndefo valela ndavali misula hakainda ichine mali taishire mkwisa whatever. I mean, that is the language. And the truth be told, I mean, a lot of people, simple people, they buy into these things. But you lost. You lost Kazama. You lost Kazama. And you think you can win the entire country. Eh? When are you going to win? When? If you are losing, we have got only about 300 Chakuti days before the elections. Elections. And you think you are going to win. Where are you going to win? Where are you going to win? Where are you going to win? Kasama has got only two constituencies with about 130 Chakuti polling stations. I want to ask you, Ama elections, Yonsi, all the elections, to win an election, to win an election is about protecting the votes. It's about protecting the votes. Wherever, ukuri consider kwa America. Even na kwa America, take campaign for what? No, you have campaigned, you have campaigned. Uwile wama elections. The center of elections, winning an election, Mundwandi. It is not about the crowds that you are pulling. It's not about how much money you have put in. It's about getting those numbers to your side. How you get those numbers, that is another story. Getting those numbers. It's about numbers. It's about numbers. Whether those numbers are fabricated or whatever. Muma politics. The pastorator is talking about free and fair elections. And they are talking about transparency from the time of registering voters, transparency in the time of campaigning, transparency in voting, transparency in counting. Those are bishops talking. And it's good, yes, we need to listen to them. But when you talk about practical politics, Muntwandi, no, politics is another game. It's another game, Muntwandi. It's not about to say, no, I'm having a rallies, shan. No, people love me. I hear a lot of people these days, a lot of people have been calling me, no, support me, I'm contesting in this election, how are you doing? No, people like me. No, people are with me. You ask 2-3 questions, you can tell that this one has failed. Just 2-3 questions, you ask them, you see that this one has failed. Most of the times I ask them to say, what is the number of electorates in your constituency? A person who is serious, a person who has done his homework, he will tell you the number of people who are voting in his constituency. If you are a serious contender and you don't know how many people are in your constituency, you don't know. You have already lost. Because a serious contender, you should know how many people are in the constituency where you are. And you should be able to know how many votes you need for you to win. You should be able to know. The moment you don't know the electorate, the number in that constituency, the moment you don't know, you're already miles away. The next thing, you need to know how many polling stations are in your constituency. You need to know. How many? Where are they? You need to know them. You need to know the polling stations. Go visit the polling stations. If you are a candidate, I'm a polling stations in Gayava 100 in constituency. Make sure you go in all the polling stations. Why I mean oh, so for one, vote la pano. You must do that. You are political infants. You are political novices. You just talk away abantu. You can have a crowd but ngaisa mulamona vanani kanabo vamdala va Fred Membe va Fred Membe balengishamo nendeke vale chita chata ukukasama balitsana chate ndeke vaya va Fred Membe balingishamo akanyampuku. Socialists put in money there. What did they get? And va Fred Membe tell lovatamba ma politics. Va Fred Membe, he's a household name. But look, how many votes he gets? How many votes he get? At least, let me give credit to Kalava. At least, utuma numbers, na tukulako. But of course, na tukulako. Unless in the Goka 3 pin. That's good. But that doesn't mean that he's anywhere close to becoming a president. He's not anywhere close. He's far away. Very far. Very far. You can get to Tuma numbers, but he's very far. So the point I'm trying to tell you, sorry, I am kind of demoralizing you. But I want you to be realistic. If you are failing to win Kasama, you fail to win Kasama, how will Vamunduvire win at a national level? Vamunduvire ko bali kuti. Vamunduvire ko bali kuti. Va George Chisanga. That is Lukasha. You are a member of parliament. Va George Chisanga, you are a member of parliament. But George Chisanga, this is your second loss. Remember, you lost a by-election, a councillor. You lost in your constituency. You lost in your constituency. I want to tell you the truth. I want to tell you the truth. So, how are you gauging yourself? Because you were the campaign managers of that candidate. You were the campaign managers. How did you fail to convince people? I know. No, they stole the elections. They stole the elections. Again, I'll ask you, if you fail to protect votes in 2 constituencies, Kasama has only 2 constituencies. If you fail to protect votes in 2 constituencies, how do you expect to protect votes countrywide? How many polling stations are in Kasama? How many? How many polling stations? 130 Chakuti? I'm sure less than 140. Do you know how many polling stations we are going to have throughout the country? Do you know? Do you know? From my last update, from my last data, we had about 12,000 Chakuti polling stations. We had over 12,000. The number has grown. With delimitation and whatever, we might find ourselves with about 15,000 polling stations. 15,000 polling stations. Now, if you are complaining to say they rigged, and for them to rig, it means you didn't have your electoral agency in all the polling stations. And I've gotten information on that to that effect, that you didn't have polling agency in all the polling stations. You didn't have. And the excuse that you are making to say, no, Kumo, choppers had to go there and whatever. The fact is that you didn't have polling agency in a number of polling stations. So if you didn't have polling agency in a number of polling stations, over on just about 140 polling stations, 100 and let's say, for argument's sake, let's say 140. You failed to put in polling agents. Now, we are going to talk about a country where we are going to have not 1,000, not 1,000. This is 150 Mwafiro Kuchita manage You failed to manage 140. They are not even 140, but anyway, let's take that as a figure to work with. You failed to manage 140. You fail. Now, Ngayadi 1,000. Can you manage? If there are 1,000, can you manage? You fail 140. You fail to manage. Now, if there were 1,000, can you manage? And it is not 1,000. It is 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Mlesa mkuka 15,000. Kuti mwaigida. Kuti mwaigida. Kuti mwaigida. Can you get it? Can you get it? Can you? Mwila ivepa. Ina miyeme fishinka pano. I tell you the truth. I give you the reality. Joel is telling me, Joel Yombo is telling me, polling sessions now, what somebody saying 109, another one is saying 218. I doubt 218. But nonetheless, whatever those numbers, you could even say 500. Nationwide. But he must be able to protect his votes in at least not less than 13,000. If the polling sessions they are 15,000, he should be able to protect confidently 13,000. 13,000, and that 13,000, it is not just to say, hey, could I want to mandi? Starting with polling agents. Polling agents, whatever anybody. When elections in Galachitika, you must have people physically, not people who are outside. They must be inside in the polling station there. They must be inside. Now, on average, you must have 3 people. 3 people at a polling station. On average, you must have 3 people at a polling station. Manning your votes. On just minimum. This is minimum. A good number you should be talking about, so 10 people. 10 people. If you saw Chawama, one of the things that made Chawama possible for those people, it is that abantu tabale le kuchawama, and it is because of Chawama no, and whatever. So people were all over, we're all over. It was difficult there. It was difficult. Mwalati era pesa njuka kulia. Mwalati era pesa njuka. In Kama Kuchawama, people didn't sleep. Even as a political technician, electoral technician, I've played roles in these elections. I played the role in 2015 elections. I played the role in 2026 elections. I did. Even in 2021, I played the role. I am a political technician when it comes to looking after votes. Kutina kuvikira wino veso wino to alianshike wino mu 2015 to alianshike tatwa imwe mwireka tuzaba ile. I know about politics. Chipenzi umuntu mbyontina ni chipenzi. Chipenzi alishiwa politics. Chipenzi alishiwa kupenda ma votes. Chipenzi alishiwa kupenda ma votes ndevye. Alifikurire nsakwe. If there are people in countries, in a country who ishiwa tava, abantu ava kuma nanikani. Basata alishiwe, Sata knew how to manage ama votes. He knew. Voter tabulation, parallel voter tabulation, ni wasata ba ile kwa tuishwe voter parallel voter tabulation ni wasata. Vake BF le nonenda Sata inchetekere what. Bali fidiwe nya kuli voter tabulation ba mdala ba. Anyway, You need to protect. It's not just a matter of what. So the point is, I'm trying to tell you, I've given you shawarma. And I mean, tonight I've just told you the way it is. One of the issues was, the resources did not reach the ground. People went there from other places. The structures were not organized. The messaging was bad. Now, this happened in Chawama in a by-election. And I'm giving you to say, now think about 156. No banga bachana nantuan kaneka 111, 211. Think about the constitutions 211. People uinanikane ekamusweka la chita campaign uko. Naona kwata he has got his own issues. Chipoka Mulenga has got his own issues. Elonga Chipoka Mulenga na muchito uvi Chipoka Mulenga. How Chipoka Mulenga ndekumfira no luse. Ndekumfira no luse because kuliama issues. Kuliama issues bad kind. Kuliama issues. Ukose munyinane ukose munyinane kulia because kula kuntu kulia na bakuletera ama issues. Copper belt kulituma issues. Kulituma issues and some of these things if you ever got in Sri Lanka ndeiweramo because really kwali wotuma issues kuli. Kwali wotuma issues. Some of these things are no, whatever. Nalolesha naiweramo fa titindande. But copper belt na kwata kotuma issues. Lusaka na ikwata kotuma issues. Even kusauthern kuino kuna tukata kuliko tuma issues. So but anyway, all these places, so now people will be campaigning on their own. Some of these MPs now, it is one thing when they were in opposition. Listen to me very carefully here. It is one thing when UPND was in opposition. Being in opposition, for those who were elected, it was working to their advantage because they could not be held responsible for the underdevelopment. They could not be held responsible. Why? Because they were in opposition. But now that they are in the ruling party, people, what excuse are they going to have? Kulina CDF, what excuse are they going to have? So some of these MPs are going to have it very difficult. Very, very difficult. Just like what happened in Chawama. Because they will be on their own. They will be on their own. Government machinery will not be so much at their disposal. In a by-election, government machinery is at your disposal. Mungu fiction. In a by-election, government machinery is at your disposal. But when it is in a by-election, in a general election, government machinery is not so much available for you. Government machinery is more concentrated on the presidency. Is more concentrated on the presidency. Mwewa ashara mai mwene. So mukose vane mukose. Not to kureta dismiss abantu ati awe ulia. He's just a comedian. Mukaisanga muli mwamoneni. Then mwewa likuwa opposition. Mwewa leva. Yawe. Haka inde ichile malea. Ni mieva. Kuntwani kane kukasama. Where you went and spoke like a Bemba and told people whatever you told them. And at the end of the day, you lost. Whatever excuse that you want to put up, you should have been the one to be carrying those advantages. How can you win the presidential? Tatawa kwete ndalama, shani, mundubire, ndalama takudi, whatever. Ngatamuko itolupia. Mukaiwina shani into 2026. Mukaiwina shani. Era mobile opposition. Some of you MPs about the opposition. You should be thinking of which party are you going to contest. Given Lubindo kuna pena. Mune wonfienshi. Given Lubindo na pena. He's busy. Ale pasabantu instead of putting people together. Instead of putting people together. Mwabale ana wa mundu biroko. Leronde ufo wachifumbanda chiyo. Who told you that I've given FDD to Brani Mundubile? If that statement is true, that is quite unfortunate. If today we are hearing of Fumbanda coming out to say, who told you that I've given Brani Mundubile my part? If that is true, that is serious. That is serious. ama MPs bako opposition bake minina pesa mwema opposition mwema le tukaka inde ichilema chini mke minina pesa. Where are you going to contest? Which political parties are you going to contest? So Vane, I know you would not like me. Hey, Tayali, shan. Mumbele Koru say, I've just spoken my mind. I'm opening phone lines, mkwai. Kutimu alanda kona imu watu mafoni. Na imu mulande kumutume kwa mafoni. Mwarikeshwa kalaka namba kari. Mwarikeshwa ka namba kari kutimu watuma ko phone na imu. Mwaranda ko efo mulefo okulanda. Mwarikeshwa kalaka namba kari. Kalaka namba tubonsha kari. Kutimu watuma ko mulande ko efo mulefo okulanda na imu. You can start calling in now. Let me get this. Hello? Hello. Yes, please.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, please. I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Tayali.
Bueno.
Upon then, I was about that. Figure Moranda, what I think Mr. Even is doing is bad.
Bad.
I'm a politics here.
Yaputuka phone hiyo. Yaputuka, unfortunately, for some reason. No, but given Lubinda very pasa. But given Lubinda, instead of putting together a party, he's just destroying it. You know, he's just destroying it. Hello? Hello?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Honorable.
Yes. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Well done. I just want to commend you. Well done. I like how you've articulated things and how that these politics must be done. I like.
Oh, Lord. No, now of course it's not going to be as simple. That's for sure. It's not going to be very simple. Hakainde Hichilema is clearly winning. No doubt. Hakainde Hichilema is winning with a landslide. But Mbyuku. Hello?
Yes. Good evening, Mr.
Good evening.
Senator calling from Punch.
Yes.
One woman, fine.
I am quite.
Well spoken, my brother. I think I'm a politics. They have an promotion line. They have an opposition, but it's monoquanguka. Secondly, by ruling back some of the MPs. They are also monoquanguka. But if Kachitika, I'm an independent candidate, Baka Fulatana Paramita. Our private by me affair. I am an MP voting, but some of the MPs now by Timosana, and now by Timaya Gravati, the Pawafana Glassfoot. Now, 23 years by more position, Navalavana Simba. Pamunge of Simula and the Copa Bill, I got my issues, Sana Engi. Kingoloko na other places Zambian our customer issue. So therefore I think the opposition Shireva Mona Sano Kuyari Bakaya Nangwama election that last year PF Shishi for a penny instead of given but the United Party Javabashi. But one thing Tazinga and the other thing because the opposition had a Monica Party Ikalamani PF. Now, Muriama structures, Katinga Nibanga, Jimama function, Jimo, given Rubinda, Mundi, and the other, but so that you go over there. So, in them, Pulanda, Mukusia, Pulanda, Padino, Mesha Sana opposition, Pakwati, Apo and Gaming, because some of MPs, Salawata, Apo Chesa, Taponches, what is the complaint? Because Talakote party as that now. But Mubanda Navakana wona Chimonare, Navakana. So that is your here. How you Manukulana Ena, Nana Narisa Moranga fishing, Dangarita with stroke and fishing. So that is your to Alan. I thank you for a
Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
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 Yes, Precious.
Yes, how are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I want to contribute on where you said that our opposition, they keep on talking even when they don't have Pamela Zani leader. Who told you that there is no opposition? Opposition is there. You can't see that we have Makebi Zulu who is going to contest the party in New Congress Party. The opposition is there. So Abraham, if we don't have where to contest, that is not our problem. Because like for him, he has already pulled out from PF. So those who are given window, he keeps on discovering that they are not good people. He has no right to do whatever he wants because he's the one who is the president for PF right now. And he's the one who was given powers to be the acting president. So all of those who respect Varungu, they're supposed to respect the given window. So if they disrespect him, do you expect the given window to start tolerating such nonsense? They need to respect the given window. Right now we are fighting against corruption and also we want to bring back our democracy. Right now people, they don't have democracy. So you can't even pretend like maybe things are okay right now. No. So those who are doing what is right, they are not supposed to be insulted or to start judging them. No.
Thank you, Precious.
So the opposition is there and nothing can change that.
Thank you, Precious.
So just to watch and see.
Thank you. We watch indeed. We watch. We watch. Precious says, watch and see. Indeed, we watch and see. Hello? Hello? Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
President Ali iliashe kuno kuzambia takari iliapo bakalinda ikiri baba president nabene badishibati balerusa apa that's why nabatangishe ningalati kuno ndo mwaita background abantu balanda ati ba opposition bakasikaleje umuntu nga umu then yo muntu ine advance onko tekuli emotion view right now because tiwamuka ba PF bali campaign na chintu chile ba campaign na chintu ko babombakati apakubati tondeko wabomba so atimairo mairete zero ba opposition tikasekulo muntu teni so that leta muika but waiche nabene bali batiraria that's why bakoserere ningala toti okukozulia mwenge bali katatiye fu bali kwa no block expert bali shwati just kadia otherwise the opposition next time you president ataka muika baka mukani dunga kwa sara zina one time. There's no need to campaign, but there's no need to campaign. Yes, for the ready campaign. The meeting go much school. Don't talk of your organization people.
No, thank you, Mwana. Thank you. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
Yes, yes. Hello? Please move away from that radio. Or from that phone. I don't know.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Mudishani wa Chilufya Tayali.
Bueno femkwa.
Emkwa. Nevo Brian Makadito. Let me know living so. So, nataka kulanda po para shida ili dikweli. So, issue hili kwa abale anda waka inde bakona nabe kama kuchibati na bakona makona eneyo. Maputo kwa mano esi alikukasama. Opposition wakule bakosa noko. Apose kwa mano sana kozi abantu bonse balishire kwa ikikure bakambungu na banani aba lakini balera pala balera message yakupera abantu ko bakakita nangoko bashire ko bakesa akita akiri bashire yakuli bena kulalanda ke yakula mwina mufire ubuteze muni ko bashita balesiko kunke ichikunzi kiracho balungu wabonse kutawa mali ya stress ya plan ya kibindi kuja kukasa mafuti kubabonja abakasha abashiki bari afurika ndi cyabomba cyabombe ngabali mona bino abashikoka mulenga bakoka buswe na ba youth and sports minister information bari pera abantu so bena kasama kabitengera abantu bajya so bari senda information yawe kuya ne filipo and information bari bakira kumona filipo ko babombera bali bano no abale mona iko bronze ibajabe ingina bashimona na babomba nyinyi otigana yana mu 2026 barapita tarapita kwa kikonka nyeso no.
Thank you.
Wino wakalamba tuleku
Natotera. Hello?
Hello Chilufya, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Me is calling from Denga Township here in Dola.
Yes, please.
Those who are saying that the President Hakainde Hichilema is going should prepare themselves psychologically, mentally, and spiritually. Because President Hakainde Hichilema is headed for a landslide victory. Those should learn that. On PF, given Rwanda has messed up PF, just like you had said, instead of bringing the people together, he is busy chasing them. Believe you me, just like you had prophesied, PF is not going to stand, or they are not going to field any presidential candidate. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Good evening, Mr. Tam.
Good evening.
Okay, I've been following the discussion. My take on opposition is very unfortunate for opposition to be apart like that. And one thing, my opinion is, please get me right, this is my opinion. If we see Mr. Mundubira and the team start supporting the ruling party, that won't surprise me. Because Mr. Mundubire, him we know that there's this face-off given Lubinda. Then in our CK, these faces, they are well known across the country. Mr. Mundubire, even today, Mundubire when the Pakafyu were just walking. Or even Mazabuga, no one will know Mr. Ndubire. He's known on Facebook, yes. But you know the reality in the ground is that this Facebook, not everyone is following what's happening on Facebook. Yes, sometimes we participate on things that we don't know, that we don't fully understand. So, it could have made sense, but at the end of the day, it's politics. Like what you usually say, that politics they have. Yeah, but the ruling party, they are afraid they are. They know that the ground is not that fertile for them. What we do? Divide and lose.
But you know, my brother, like you have said that that is your opinion. You know, I'm not seeing government meddling with the opposition. I am not seeing it. It is just their selfishness. Maybe help me see where you see government meddling, because for me, look at the division that happening. Look at Given Luwinda expelling his friends. You know, I mean, where is government coming in?
But you know, the reality on the ground is that no matter how they can cooperate, like from today, if they happen to come together, it's impossible to win presidential.
Yes, of course.
Very much impossible.
Exactly. That is, I agree with you.
So if they are fighting now, what are they fighting for? They can't win presidential.
No, they can't. They can't. This is a fact.
That's a reality. Me, to be honest with you, I don't support you, PNG, but it's very clear. Presidential, they can't win.
It's done. That one is done.
Yes, the presidential, they can't win. But let's bear in mind that there's an amendment of constitution, meaning there will be a lot of members of parliament.
Yeah.
So the opposition is high time to have more members in parliament, so that certain things that they may be, you know, willing to change in future, it will be impossible because of numbers.
Yeah.
But if they won't come together, then it happens that the ruling party have more numbers in chamber and in parliament. It will be very impossible to oppose certain things.
Yeah. No, thank you, my brother.
That's a danger.
Thank you. Hello? 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 I can't hear you for some reason. For some reason, I can't hear that. Hello?
Hello, Zambian.
Yes, yes.
Natindande ko pari didi media shia na kawili. The last time narandile ko last week.
Okay.
So nachira mikonka pa na mfuako Eliash. Okay, today I'm happy. Kionza se mwalanda kudike populingo, but we are not with any side. We said the way politics are supposed to be, and the current situations that are happening right now. So nataka kupari ko ya mapo hapa imalanda the government has no hand in PF, in dividing PF. But how do you look at the issue of Chavinga, who is saying that the PF is in alliance with the ruling party? If the government has no hand, what does that mean?
So,
the other thing I wanted to talk about.
But okay, let's talk about Chavinga first of all. How does Chavinga come in the picture? Chavinga comes in the picture after Mao Sampa differed with Given Luwinda. Mao Sampa staged a fake convention and appoints Chavinga. You see? Now, all these things, they are within themselves, the PF. Okay? So, Chavinga really is not that it is the UPND that installed Chavinga on PF. It is Mao Sampa who installed Chavinga. You see? It is Mao Sampa who made Chavinga to be leader of opposition. You know, right now, Chavinga drives a GRZ vehicle, by the way. GRZ vehicle. Because of Mao's. So where does government come in? You know, and of course, all government has done is when you see when you see your enemies are fighting themselves, you just encourage them to fight. You leave them to fight. That's what government has done. Government has just sat down. If you see Akainde Ichilema when he's meeting, when he sees Chavinga, do you see that most of the times there is a loud laughter? You know,
Yes,
he
yes,
just,
very
yes, he just enjoys seeing them fight. Akainde Ichilema is just seeing them fighting.
Ndalo metondero kutarasa kuta mnakati nko. Teti mwombe vina wa opposition so that kwa kwa fyo muntu alaba kwa opposition. Sile nkarika sana kufanya country kwa opposition. Mami tatuko opposition. Tatuko to brand da ko we press the people.
My brother, I will tell you this. My brother, I'll be very honest with you. Lelo, I'm inspired by the pastoral Ama bishops. Trust me, I would be very happy to be in opposition. Very happy. You know, because, you know, we need the opposition. We don't just need the ruling party. We need an effective opposition. When there is an effective opposition, if interferenda we know. You put government on their toes. And frankly speaking, I know I can put UPND on their toes. I know. I know I can put them on their toes. Now, the challenge is Muntwandi. The realities of politics. Because I'm a politics, it is tekulanda vefinendera and fiapa. I'm a politics extend into other things. I'm a politics extend even into my family. I'm a politics extends even to my children. I'm a politics extends even to my business. So you must be now ufina. Ufine na ufina. Ngata ufini ne. Nomba lekankwewe. You know, again, so there are some people who actually feel like that. They feel, you know, they are comfortable. Wherever they are, they can insult, they can do whatever. Nichota wafina. Nga walifina like ine finondi. Na tampa ko pirikiti. Even the government here will feel it. And let me tell you, there is no government that is going to embarrass another government. If my government in Zambia would come and start talking to the government in this country, in no time Muntwandi bakesanje batiwe anshika ansula akabutanda koveka vie kokumbi. I'm telling you. So these are realities Muntwandi. If I were just naimata krikiti, pantu mulafu, awe daddy, you are useless. A mouse for hire nga bambo kunkunkunika. Lero njena nga vifishinka. Bambo kula mpepeka. Bukesa mpokolo la iwe. Bambo kunkunkunika. Ukansapona air ticket finga bae batiwe imaka vie. Ukansapona air ticket.
They are not thinking correctly, because if they were thinking correctly, this time is the time to unite and look for a better candidate. But anyone wants to be a leader. Now, like that, how are we going to beat the president teaching them?
Unfortunately, my brother, that is a reality. All I can tell you is that is a reality, that when we say the opposition is weak. Because if the opposition is not weak, even some of the challenges that I'm talking about would not be there. Even some of the challenges, even some of my fears will not be there. But because we are weak, I mean, what? We must admit, and when we admit... Achan,
have you tried to speak with him, like maybe that's what we call this one, look, you are a known person and you have contacts with these people. You can talk to them, and I'm sure most of them, they listen to you even.
So
you just talk with them.
I'm going to respond on both sides. A lot of people like to say, no, speak to Hakainde Hichilema. No, speak to Brani Munduwire. No, speak to Given Lubinda. No, speak to Kampiongo. These people that you say, speak to them, they listen to me. And if there is anything that they want to offer, they can reach me. It is easier to reach me. It is easy for me to speak to Hakainde Hichilema. It is easy for me to speak to Brani Munduwire. It is easy for me some of these people, it is not easy for me to reach them. But for them, they can reach me. So this issue, Mulanda Pwati, hey, speak to this one, speak to this one. Namushima Mulankari fyo mutima. I get upset. Chishupafye, nganda mishauta no kumishauta. Because ngana batuka. Ngana, if I say something about them, they come complaining. But when no, Dad, you are looking for something. Why don't you speak to this one? Why don't you speak to this one? But they have got their own reasons. And since they have their own reasons, I take my position kuichindika. Ninji chindika pa. Ndesa potafiba haka inde ichilema. Waka inde ichilema. Ngavatawandore shepo. If I feel I will continue. I will not stand up here. Haka inde ichilema. I'm not going to do it. Mwikala patara. Mwina patara dika.
Mwina patara. Naomba mdadea tunachopata fina mfumo kwa mshiriki bantu chalo cha kwa takuwa kubeba kwa to ukuri corruption kuwaiva kwizi tabako to kubeba monze bale wira pali no kula tafsiri
vile na wale wira na nena like na kuroku ine ndenwa tina banakia wandibai na wale wile pani wale tintana na ina like ala kuna na refugee wandi ngatabandere keshepo wakainde chile mangekala kuno kuine temurani nikaini never refugee. I want to be grateful, to the people that have at least given bali mpela kwa hapa kuikala to ikala kwa hapa but iparanji kele palia mfira na ichindika not ambo kula pikiso shani akainde chile mdara wandi ndebe fishing karero fishing cafe mwikala patara mwina patara dika ati muchibolyo mwali batata lelo mwali lako ni muchibolyo mwali batata lelo mwali lako ni ati naivukishana wachitefu balelanda alabane chalo mwamona tachitalanga musunga chibolyo mwali batata lelo mwali lako ni yali kaba politics te avana politics te avana you are there no daddy do this whatever why don't you do this mdala politics it's not just about talking tawfilo lelanda there are a lot of other things that are connected to politics. Politics is the entire life. For you to succeed, Mundwandi, it's not just a matter of lelanda. There are other things that must be in place for you to really succeed in politics. It is not just hello? 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 Yes. Hello? Hey, I'm quiet. Hello?
I'm quiet, sister. Hello?
Yes. Hello? We can hear you. Please go ahead. Freedom Africa.
Hello?
I'm quiet. Oh. If Yashupa, it was his first time, and I was hoping that, I would hear what he has to say. Yarikawa, politics te avana wani, politics te avana. Not to Aisa Fina Kafumu now we could die. If when for a politician, Daddy, you are not a politician. You are just a political commentator. Ukapange political party na iwe. Na iwe tampoku landaga yukandange. Ukabati ofu wachisama politics nifi. Ukandange. But Daddy, you are outside there. There you can be talking. When you see people talking, and they are not bothered. Muntwandi, if you are a political heavyweight, when you start talking, wherever you are talking. Hello? Hello?
Hello, yes, Mr. Tayali.
Yes, sir.
Good. I do follow you nicely.
Thank you.
I do follow you nicely. And today you have made things easier by opening up a lot of points, especially where MPs are concerned. I think MPs need to pull up their socks. They should not compare with the president, no. Every minute, every second, people, their minds are open to see what are these people doing. Because like the president has already campaigned himself from 2021. Which points am I talking about? Number one, education. Like in my case, I have about 4 children. I don't pay. Do you think I can vote for somebody who said your children have to pay? No, I can't. And how many are we, all the parents, who have benefited from that one? So we are naming. Now to them, they don't know. When you look at bursary, PF removed the bursary, but HH restored that one. So that's a score. And he's looking at the poor people. And he is maintaining about that so that all the people should achieve what he promised them. And he's doing that. And those are the majority. Then those who are within the urban and whatever. But coming to the MPs, MPs are not doing anything good to themselves. It's not to the president. And they should not compare to the president. They are not doing themselves a good thing. Because they are not bringing people together like what Luvinda also is doing. Because MP must understand. I can give you a good example where we do vote here at Riverside, particularly Valley View. There are a lot of activities there whereby an MP was supposed to work on that one. The toilets are not there. Everything is just scattered. Are you seeing that? Now, do they think somebody will just come in and then vote for them? No, President has provided the education and the people are plenty there at school. And the MP is failing to build a toilet for those.
And there is CDF.
No.
And there is CDF, by the way.
Pull up their stuff.
There is CDF, by the way.
Yes. Hey, they are failing to utilize that one. And even running away from people.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that?
No.
Because the Copperbelt is our home. We know all the weaknesses in and out. But to me, whether the president said, I will not talk to people and whatever, the vote is there already because he has the majority of the people, especially the parents, the orphans, the widows, and look at these people also, the retirees and whatever. Everything is maintaining that. Those are the issues.
Yeah.
He has just a few challenges which he can just sort out here and there. But for MPs, independent guys like my fellow friend said independent will be plenty than the ruling whatever. And independent, they do work again with the government. That's the goodness of independent people. Because they will come from where? From the ruling party, the independent people. That's what they should understand that.
Well, thank you, man.
So much, Mr. Prad. I really love you the way you bring up issues and how you work in and out. Thank you, dear.
Thank you. Tyson Mulea Muliata. Good evening, Mr. Tayali. I'm here to thank you for not listening to those who want to force you to start talking against President HH. Just be like the way you are. For sure, my brother. I mean, all these people, they just excite you. Hey, talk this, whatever. And me, I've been through a lot of challenges. And all those people that, whatever, they are never there. They are never there. I'm grateful to some of these people, but you have to me $50. But some of you will interfere. Hello, my brother. Hello? Yes.
Yeah, I think he didn't miss
Manje phone simveka bwino bwanja.
Hello?
Eh?
Yeah, I think what I want to say, Mr. Tayali, I want to talk about the issue of the MPs. They need to be serious on what they are doing. Often go tell the Pamos they want to. Because family also in the certain there Pamos na wanzawa. China ngunjabuti, like Monga were given Lubin, they were given Banaita perfect. But even in the boss, but the family balance to come at the arm there, right? When there's a boss to cooperate, Ivana, but in Japan, why to cooperate in Mushimus and Kaskan or Kambisa and Vashika face. They begin to go on stage with Japan.
It's true.
Family watch Dara, but that's the point on 1 billion money.
Yeah. Sure.
Even in Oregon Pumps, you can't have Marias and no from piece on piece, or even pumping. So much about the Latin palm mind whereby good by me always respect of that on. Put it. Bring us another minute.
Sure.
Suppose but Corona.
Zikom. Hello? 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 Hello, I can't hear you for some reason. I don't know why. You know, the issue here at Galungu, you know, people thought that it will help them, but it will not help them. Issue here at Galungu will not help them. Akainde Ichilema is winning. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, it's from my end. It's good evening.
Yes, indeed. Good evening.
Okay. Fine, thank you. This is Cooper.
Yes.
I've been your follower, and today you've opened up in a lot of areas. You've touched on the opposition, you've touched on the ruling party as well. You've given them exactly what they are supposed to do. No wonder some, they will say, you are not right, you are unstable, you are not... But that's the fact. You've taught them what to do. If they are to go forward, they just need to follow that. The ground, it should be respected. For the opposition also, they need to unite. You've provided a good counsel both from for the ruling and for the opposition. It's for their own benefit. If they don't want, they can go their own way. But you are there to give counsel. And there are very few people who are able to provide information such as that. Others, Barandil and Muisam Bayama bed. But there you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. How Mandini? So, if you're one, me, I'm really insisting on the UPND. President Hakainde Hichilema has already gotten a ticket. You know, he's gotten the political heaven ticket. Hakainde Hichilema is winning the next elections. And those of you who are delusional, thinking that Hakainde Hichilema, you are completely mistaken. You don't have the capacity. You don't have the means to really unseat President Hakainde Hichilema. You don't have. And Kasama is one example which has shown that you cannot win presidential. You can't. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you, Mr. Tayali?
Fine, thank you.
Krishani Kumangaran. Vamdara. I'm Chareko Arnold. What I've learned in life is when your time hasn't come, there will be these confusions.
people in opposition, no matter you can talk to them up to tomorrow morning, they will still not hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can talk, waste all your time. People, they will still not hear. Because their time hasn't come. Now, even the ruling party at times, they will do their own things. Even though you talk, they will still not hear you. But you continue talking, you continue providing leadership. Leadership is not to become a president, although that's what is missing in Zambia.
Thank you.
Because most of the people in the opposition, they think when they are leaders, they need to be president.
Yes. Yes.
Because you can still be a leader, not a president.
You
cannot be throwing stones, but you are a leader. Now, look at a situation where I think I'd get stabbed, like the so-called Marukura now. This person from nowhere, he failed to read the constituency, want to become a president of a nation. How possible is it, gentlemen? How possible? Look at even another faction leader in the name of Waruvinda. I've got huge respect for him. He knows how to debate in parliament with a lot of experience around him. But surely inside his heart, can he stand as a Republican president? Do all the factors support that? Does he think, because if he's not a lawyer, but from what I know as well, he cannot stand as a president in Zambia. Because remember, there was a time when he wanted to stand as a president. He never stood because of other factors.
Well,
but now this man, he knows he can't stand. Why doesn't he support, for example, even Munduvire, the person who can stand? But he's arguing, making noise. And I get surprised. What are these guys thinking? I get surprised. Are they bewitched or what?
Yeah.
So anyway, continue talking to them. Or what I know as well, UPND is going through. With him, probably maybe I see them going with a very big landslide. The president will go through.
President, definitely.
No doubt about that.
Sure. No, thank you.
Because even when they are saying HH is going through, the question is through to who?
Yeah.
What time are they going to organize money to fly those planes from province to province?
Imagine.
Who is going to give money to a person they don't know?
Yeah. No. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Bueno, Fio.
I'm quite out of there. Kalamba. Therefore, quick sako paria given Uvinda. Meso valetita. Va given Uvinda. One. Vena valera ndati mundu ilitari kwima. Nomba, uliama osamba wakwete.
Hey!
Now we know.
Good question. Good question. Uwavi papa ni mundu vile na maosamba ni nani? Lero brand mundu vile avipa to be expelled, but tuankane maosamba mundeterere is okay.
Yes. Somwe pushe kuti uwipile pali maosampa mumundu vile ni nani? So pakuti vantu vamone uli kwete mistake ni nani?
No.
Wawila mdana wakata problem.
No. Very good question. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now please.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I think let me end here for tonight. I was basically, responding to the pastoral letter that has been issued by the Catholic Bishop. It is a very good pastoral letter, encouraging people to participate in politics, encouraging people to go out and vote, encouraging, free and fair elections. That's very good. And I've shared from my perspective as a Catholic and as somebody who is in politics, the challenges that we have. it's very difficult because a number of times politics goes beyond, just us, doing these talking and everything, exchange of ideas. It extends to our families. It extends to our income. It extends to a lot of other things. Some of us, we have ended up, being here in exile, and we are not happy. But unfortunately, that is part of politics. And it becomes very difficult to really, look at your conscience and do the politics, because sometimes you are twisted. Sometimes you are really caught up in a situation whereby, what do you just do? It's very difficult. Anyway, and, it goes now to talk about even the general politics. I've spoken about Chawama. By-elections showed that in spite of who a ruling party may put, in spite of the resources that they may put in, if people don't want that candidate, they will not vote for that candidate. And we are going to see a lot of this happening across the country in the general elections. Remember, during the time of by-elections, the state machinery goes in to help in the by-election. But in the general election, it will be very difficult. Some of these political giants that we are seeing, even some of these ministers, may not retain their seats. And the UPND need to be very careful on who they adopt as their candidate. Citing Chawama especially as an example, the people of Chawama refused to accept the candidate that they were given. So it is the same thing in the general elections. If the UPND are going to go, not scrutinizing some of these people who they are going to nominate, they will be disappointed. They will be disappointed. And in that regard, I am seeing a lot of independents winning. Should I take this one as the last one? Okay, let me take it as the last call. Hello? 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 Yes, I'm taking you as the last caller. Please make your submission quickly.
Yes, but
Yeah, I'm quiet.
I'm quiet. Mas já para ver como é que eu preparo no papai topic esse. I don't see any chance my opposition is winning my elections. Because the reason why I say so is because they're not coordinated and they don't know what they're doing. Each has a campaign for himself just through his works.
Yeah. No, thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So, say Mulende Maisei, Tayali, come home. This is your motherland. Anyway, so basically, I was saying that UPND must make sure that they choose right people for to stand in these different constituencies and council chairperson and whatever. And I am seeing a lot of independency because the opposition is fragmented. So some of these people, they don't stand a chance standing on a political party, but standing on their own, especially those who have got resources. You are better off going as an independent than contesting on a political party. Because some of these political parties, really, they have no future. And for those who are saying, no, Hakainde Malaya, I'm saying, Hakainde Malaya to who? Given Winda is busy destroying the party. He has really destroyed PF There is no PF around Given. There is no PF. He has destroyed it. Then, Brian Munduvire, they don't have capacity. They failed to man, the polling stations in Kasama. Winning an election, it is not just about convincing people, whatever. It is also about protecting your votes, making sure that the right results are announced. Failure to doing that, you have lost either way. You have lost. So, if they have failed to win Kasama, how can they win countrywide? Hakainde Hichilema is very far ahead than any of the presidential candidates. Hakainde Hichilema is winning with a landslide victory. No doubt about it. I think that is the summary of my presentation tonight. Thank you for following me. Thank you for your support. To some of you, I want to reiterate this point. To some of you that part away with a little bit of resources to send to me, I'm very grateful. I'm telling you, I don't take it for granted. And it goes a long way when you help. I'm very, very grateful. May God bless you and may God bless Zambia. Good night.